Because the way that we're meant to live as man, to image forth God in this world, is by applying our rational faculty through our physical bodies to the physical creation in order to be sort of mini creators after God's image. What is the purpose of the Christian life? You can say very vaguely, it's to glorify God. But what does that mean? How does it flesh itself out? Once you become a Christian, what is the purpose of you being a Christian? Is it to make other Christians? And if that's your purpose, then what's their purpose? Is it to make other Christians? Is there ever an end goal? Are we thinking of the church as a giant pyramid scheme where there's never any cash out? It's all just converts for the sake of converts for the sake of converts. I would say no. And there's part of the Great Commission that hints at that. It's not just go to all the nations and spread the news and make converts. It's go to all the nations and make disciples, teaching them to obey everything that God commands. The point of the point of being a Christian is to be transformed in all of life. It's to do post-fall what we were created to do pre-fall. That's what salvation is supposed to be for, at least this side of eternity. And then on the other side of eternity, when Christ comes back and consummates all things, it's going to be that same thing that we originally designed to do and that we're supposed to be doing right now as regenerate Christians. It's going to be that same thing for eternity, without curse, without fall, without the sin in our lives and in our hearts. And if we're not excited about that, then we may not really be excited about being Christian. And I think that's part of the problem. We've lost a rational or accurate anthropology. We've lost a view of what it means to be a man or a human in general, and we focus just on being Christian. And we end up being Christian beasts. We end up sort of being like baptized brutes. And that's not what God wants. God wants regenerate humans who live the way that humans were designed to live. And that's how he's glorified in man. He made us in his image to behave like less than the image of God is not the way that we glorify God in this life. And that's what too many Christians seem to implicitly think. And that's what we want to really battle against. And that's where all of this emphasis on industrial progress or wealth production comes in. Because the way that we're meant to live as man, to image forth God in this world, is by applying our rational faculty through our physical bodies to the physical creation in order to be sort of mini creators after God's image, to refashion what he created ex nihilo, to have a vision for something and refashion it according to that vision, in the same way that he had the vision of us and created us ex nihilo. And we need to do that for things in order to survive, because we don't have instincts like the animals that tell us what to eat or how to get it. We need to use our reason to do that. We need to apply reason to the physical reality, to his physical creation in order to do that. So we need that in order to survive as humans, but much more than that, in order to thrive as humans. You mentioned, you might use the talents and the wealth that God's given you to build a rocket even. And then you put the qualification, if there's an economic need for it. I actually want to challenge that and say, there doesn't have to be an economic need for it. If you've got the money and you think it would be fun and cool and God glorifying to basically say to your Father in heaven, hey, look what we can do. Isn't this awesome? Like, look what I can do. And celebrate that. It doesn't need to have a economic need for other people. It can just be a blessing to your soul and a blessing to the souls of others who see it and are inspired by it. And especially knowing that your Father in heaven is seeing it and and clapping, celebrating the fact that, hey, he created us with this capacity. And look at how amazing it is. Right? So yes, we work for the sake of our needs, but that's not all we work for, hopefully. Hopefully we don't all just earn a paycheck in order to eat the bare minimum. We earn a paycheck in order to eat great food when it's available, to do fun and exciting things, to invest into building better and bigger and more exciting things. And all of this is for our joy and for God's glory. That's what man was created to do, and that's what we're going to do for all of eternity. And if you don't love it, then you're not going to love heaven very much.